can't even express it. This is my third time fighting here. It's been excitement. It's been a big fan base. You know what's crazy? That I expected Andy Lee to have just as many fans as I did came to the Barclay. And that's the way a fight should be.
Do you have any interest in Golovkin?
Well, listen, I never came in the game to pick and choose and say I didn't want to fight this guy. I'd say before I won a title that I was willing to fight my own mother. So why would I put anybody else past and say I don't want to fight him? That's not the reason why. I told like it's out of my hands. Win or lose, I'm going to fight my heart out, and that's what I'm going to do.
Do you direct your people to get you the fights that you want, or do you just take what you want?
You see what my people over here doing? This is free exposure for the whole fight fans. You know, a lot of people where I come from Grand Rapids, Michigan. You know, where I live in Brooklyn, a lot of people came forward. Showtime, no disrespect to Showtime, no disrespect to HBO. But, you know, what about the families that's not able to afford those networks? Guess what? They'd be able to see Kid Chocolate fight for free tonight. And for the most part, I think a lot of fighters are going to want to come on this side and fight for this league of boxing because it's a great thing, great cause. We're doing the side of drug testing. We're doing everything to bring the sport up. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a great thing, and I think a lot of fighters will should come here soon.
When you're put down with that right hand in the 7th round, we presume you remain confident that you'd win the fight, but what goes through your mind when you are put on the floor?
When you put on the floor, you think, first thing you think about getting back up. Second thing about is leaving it right there on the canvas. I left that knockdown right there. I got up right there, and guess what you have to do? You have to be sharp enough to tell yourself, I have to be smarter, because I know he's going to come. He tried to come, and then he got hit, and then he backed off of me a little bit. And I think that's the way the chemistry of the fight played out.
It was important, though, that you did hit him on the way in there, because he's going into for some sort of finishes.
Yes, sir. And we in my own mind, I thought about that before it actually got to that point. So all I did was brought this fight to life. I thought about this fight a million times before I actually fought this fight. And I've seen everything that this guy did. You know, fortunately I hit the canvas, but what's adversity? What's the story without adversity?
Did he surprise you? Did he surprise you the way that he kept going after you dropped him that?
Yeah, I was surprised how tall he was. They was looked at him like, God, he should play basketball, you know what I'm saying? And I thought about that, and I thought about how negative your mind thinks when you see the good in everybody. I see the good in everybody. Even when somebody being negative, I see the good in them. And, you know, what can I say seeing the good in a guy like Andy Lee, who's, you know, been over and over again the underdog in every fight, and he comes out a big, spectacular winner. So what can I expect?
Were you hurt by the knockdown? Were you hurt by the knockdown?
You said what?
Were you hurt by the knockdown?
No, I got back up. You know what makes me and you different? That if you would have got hit like that, you probably would have laid down and
many things make me and you different.
I definitely got back up.
Is that not a legitimate question?
Well, I just look at it like this. I'm a fighter.
Okay.
What I learned is getting up and fighting harder. That's what I learned.
Okay.
It's not about thinking about you getting hurt or not. You know, this is what makes me different from everybody else, is that how are you able to take a punch and what you do after, and that's what makes me a boxer.
Do you think you won the fight?
Well, the judges is in the judges' hand. Guess what? I know I did.
I had it 115, 110 in your favor.
Man, you know, I appreciate that. How about this? You know, if it was a million times that I was able to give you a hug, this would be the millionth time right now.
Let's move from the PBC.